Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. Now it's real time, sponsored by the Mill Casino.
We got the handsomest man on Instagram right here. We got Austin. I just do that. Jared Higginbotham from Yakima Bay is like, dude, if you don't give him a hard time, it's just no fun.
You gotta love the big man.
Yes. Well, if you don't, you're gonna get hurt. Also, Kelsey Arndt here in the studio. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, happy to be here, guys.
We actually met once over at the Sportsman Show this year at the
Edge Rods booth.
At the Edge Rods booth, which seems to be very crowded with people.
Yeah.
Pretty much the entire Sportsman Show.
Last show was chaos.
Chaos.
Organized chaos, but chaos.
Well, Alex runs the place, so chaos is chaos. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's organized or not.
Yeah.
But you guys have been involved with Edge Rods. How long? How long have you been a representative of Edge?
We're going on 2 years now.
On for 2 years.
Yep.
And you guys obviously get a chance to get out and do a lot of fishing together.
Yes, we do.
I'm not a social media person. Thank you very much. But you guys are, and you should be. Look how young you are. You're all over the place, and so you're chasing fish pretty much statewide.
Yeah, every single weekend for 8 months.
Yeah, up and down the Columbia.
Yep.
When they came in, they were like, yeah, fishing is a speed bump for duck season, so we hit it off right away. Pretty simple on that one. And he thinks he's going to get away with not having to take me duck hunting. He doesn't understand how that works out. So, again, you guys are chasing fish around. What is it you're chasing now, and what are you going to be doing next, Kelsey?
Yeah, so right now we're fishing for Chinook. We've been to various different fisheries. Here soon we're going to be heading south to be targeting some kings, so we're pretty excited about that.
How far south? I mean, like south on the coast or tributaries?
South on the coast, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
very good. So you're not going to do the Astoria thing?
We will be doing Astoria as well, Buoy 10, of course. But we are pretty excited about that south fishery. Last year we didn't get to target it as much as we did with Astoria, so we're pretty excited to get to spend some time down there.
Yeah, it's got to be a breath of fresh air. I mean, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I won't go to Astoria unless I'm forced.
Well, the fishery that we're going to, I don't know if it's a breath of fresh air. She's my all-star deckhand, so when we're out there, my head is forward, and she is doing everything in the boat because of the boats.
Sure.
We make a great team.
Yeah,
we make a great team for sure.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, you guys were fishing yesterday above Bonneville, chasing some fish around.
Yeah.
Got into some steelhead, some Chinook here and there.
Well, yep.
How's it been overall for you guys this year? Would you call it a good, spring Chinook coming into fall, and then of course now or into summer fishery, and now going into the fall Chinook fishery?
Yeah, I mean, just like everybody knows, I mean, the Willamette and that kind of fishery, we fish some of the tributaries off of the Willamette, and from the numbers of the fish that are coming over, it was a tough year on one of the rivers that we were fishing, but the coast was good to us. I mean, I'll admit on live television, she schooled me on the coast this year on sprinklers, so.
That's the way it always works.
Yeah.
I love a good bobber rod.
Yeah.
See, you're done, dude.
Yeah.
It's over with for you. You're
never
never going to be the one catching most of the fish.
There's one day where she spanked me, and it was the day that she caught all of her fish, and she's sitting there watching, waiting for me to catch my fish, and I'm like, man.
Were you giving him a hard time the whole time?
I was not. I was encouraging him. Just come on, honey. You got this.
You can do this. Yeah.
That hurts more than giving
I was
him
going
a
to
hard
have
time.
her start baiting my hook. It got to that point.
No, you mentioned some of the tributaries. You actually help with getting more fish, salmon and steelhead into the systems. You work at one of our hatcheries here locally. How's it been for the hatchery that you work at? Are we getting a bunch of Chinook back? We got a bunch of steelhead back? How's it looking?
So right now I volunteer at a hatchery. It was the hatchery I volunteer at was my first job, my first real job in high school. So I still return back to volunteer. Right now we're prepping for spawning season. It is an upper tributary, so those salmon from our hatchery to the ocean, they go to northern Alaska. So they're making a long haul and then making their way back. It's around 3,000 miles that those fish are traveling. So right now we're just busy getting the fish into the hatchery. We're sorting them male, female, getting links on them. For our broodstock program, we are vaccinating those fish currently. And we're just sorting them into different basins of water, getting them ready for spawning season. So it's an exciting time at the hatchery.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the stuff that's where the rubber meets the road, right? I mean, this is where the fish get a chance to, well, one, reproduce, but two, ultimately get back out into the freshwater and then into the saltwater. And you said an upper tributary of the Willamette or the Columbia, which river system?
Yep, so it's going to be the Willamette, somewhere up there. Don't want to name drop.
And you're seeing that the numbers of Chinook themselves going over the falls is having an impact on how many Chinook are in your hatchery.
Oh, yes, for sure. One thing I did want to mention, too, is our steelhead run. It has been phenomenal. Probably the best run. The manager over at the hatchery, he's been grandfathered in. He's been there for a long time. He says it's probably the best run of steelhead that we've had since 2005, 2004. So that's 20 years. The returns that we have right now are mind-blowing to the point to where we're almost getting frustrated with how many steelhead are getting returned, because our main priority is getting those Chinook ready for spawning season.
Sure.
These summer steelhead coming in, they are hatchery, so they do go to the food banks, the native tribes. We did relocate a small batch of the summer steelhead into a lake. So different areas that those fish are going to, but very exciting.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean,
our ocean conditions, just hearing and knowing that they're doing well out there.
That and keep the sea lions off of them.
Yeah.
Y'all know how that worked out underneath the dam, or excuse me, under the falls. That's why that process was done. You guys brought in a rod, and this was specifically designed, and edge rods, we've been talking about them for quite a while here now, luckily for us, the best rods in the world, arguably.
They are the rod.
Maybe not even arguably. But they make some very specific rods for specific things, but you can use them for a number of different things. I already know one of the things I would do with this particular rod, but this was designed specifically for sockeye. So for all of you that are watching over there on the east side, or maybe you're heading that way to go after sockeye in that fishery, which we'll find out more from Austin Mosier in a little bit how that's going. This is specifically for sockeye. Tell us about that rod.
Yeah, so the rod that I have here is a Mag Pro HSR 7111. This rod is sitting right at 7 foot, 11 inches. With this length of a rod, I do recommend if you're trolling, you have multiple different rods in your boat, that this would be a great rod to place off the transom. This is a one-piece rod. It's part of the First Strike family, so you can see here in the handle, this is a woven carbon fiber sleeve. This carbon fiber sleeve, it really helps with sensitivity, being able to really feel your fish. If it's doing a head shake, you can feel that head shake of the fish. Also the woven texture, it makes it really nice for gripping, just something comfortable to hold on to.
And super nice in the rod holders too, by the way. Just doesn't get beat up. So what's the line rating? What's the weight rating on it? I mean, it's a noodle. Let's just get that out there. I'm seeing it as one heck of a plug rod, because I like the longer length, and it's going to give you the perfect wiggle with that plug. But that, again, that's not what it was designed for, but you could certainly use it for it.
You can hang 3 to 6 ounces of lead on this.
That was my question.
Yeah, and this is it's rated for a 1/4 to 5/8 ounce. So it's if you hook a Chinook on it, I mean, Kelsey will tell you.
Yeah, how was that?
So it is a multi-species rod. You can target trout, kokanee, steelhead.
Walleye.
Could you imagine a steelhead swallowing a maglet with this?
Dude, it'd be phenomenal.
It'd be a ride.
Well, you'd be able, it's just got the right action to it. And I think, you know, again, made for sockeye, but you can use it for a number of different species. Okay, so.
But if you do hook a Chinook on it, loosen that drag, play your fish, and hold on for dear life.
Well, you get a chance to do that. You guys have been catching lots of fish this year. It's exciting to see that. And I love the idea of the new rod from Edge. So if you're into that sockeye fishery, maybe you want to find something specific for it. And then something that you can use it for other things, by all means look into that. But when we come back, we're going to have our Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week. We're going to find out how they like to go after sockeye, and maybe talk a little bit about all Chinook. Is that all right?
Yep.
I'm sure we're going to talk a little bit of the 360 thing.
One thing, Owen, I can't leave out about this rod. It's one of my favorite parts about this entire rod is the lowered reel seat. This is going to give you, if you can see it,
lower position for the reel?
It's going to give you a lower profile of your reel. This is going to do multiple different things. It's going to give you better control of your rod, in turn giving you better control of your fish. It's going to increase your casting accuracy if you're casting a plug. It's also going to help if you have wrist issues. At the end of the day, when you're done fishing and your wrist is just fatigued, it will help with wrist fatigue.
Well, hopefully you're doing lots of casting. I know I hope to be doing that sometime soon for summers as well.
I just had to put that in there for you.
I gotcha. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive new Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.